Hi, Janine. This is Daniel, and I actually appreciated a few of the comments in your post. One of them I was completely right on is that part of our goal as pastoral counselors is to uh, obviously combine prayer and the counseling methods that we have learned and been educated in as as tools to facilitate the process of wholeness in our clients. And I might add to that as sometimes that wholeness is understanding themselves. Sometimes it's figuring out as a starting point what their pain is and how to work through and heal from that point. Maybe it comes to forgiving or letting go of an anger, past hurt, resentment, that kind of thing. But nevertheless, the goal is still wholeness um, in that. And then the second comment that I very much sympathized with and and thought of not just with the spiritual gifts inventory, but really with any inventory or personality quiz is that you don't believe any inventory is definite. And I completely agree with you. Whether it's the Myers Briggs, whether it's the DISC assessment, maybe it's Strength Finders, or I mean, there's different books about like emotional intelligence, intelligence, and such through Gallup um, as well. Another popular one is the Enneagram, and all of them have their own specific focus to point out uh, based on reactions or supposedly quickest reactions of self-assessment to identify what your strengths are, how to understand yourself, and then motivate yourself towards something. A lot of times they're used in career assessment fields, but but a trap that we can get caught in as individuals is we're so desperate to find identity in something, purpose in something, that we may take a quiz like this or an assessment of some sort and latch onto something as if it is the end all be all for our lives. And that can't be the case. Nevertheless, I believe it's in how we present these tools and how we use these tools in connection with discernment and the use of the Holy Spirit when it comes to counseling and bringing wholeness to the individual. Now, with this specific spiritual gifts inventory that we read about, I can think of some various church traditions or even church denominations and the traditions within them specifically will have more of a greater leanings towards some of these specific gifts rather than others. So I believe that can affect our usefulness or our use of the spiritual gifts inventory when it comes to counseling individuals because of our theology, which has been not predetermined, but almost theology in this sense can be limiting when it comes to spiritual gifts. Now, our spiritual gifts, as to say, actually, let me correct that. Our unique creation, as in there's only one of me, there's only one of you, and I was made very specifically and yet different from every other person on earth. And in a way, I could argue that that is a spiritual gift, that uniqueness of who I am, and uh, and that may not show exactly my whole personality, let's say in the spiritual gifts inventory, but it may highlight things that I have strengths in that I can maybe sharpen. And for instance, in my case, I learned I could enjoyed writing some poetry and did that more as a natural thing doing devotions and journaling. And in college, my senior year, I took a couple writing classes for the fun of it so I could develop the talent, develop the skill. So uh, I didn't really realize that until I was older. And I think this spiritual gifts inventory can be a tool that help people realize something uh, maybe sooner than they expect, or realize something that they are strong in that they didn't even realize or consider was a gift. So that's an awesome benefit. But I'm rambling. It's been a long video. Thanks for listening.